Hi, I'm Cathy Tamkin. I am the ticket giveaway coordinator at KCRW. I also get all of the CDs for our pledge drives, and I'm a DJ on Friday nights. And right now we are outside the KCRW studios in Santa Monica. KCRW is the largest affiliate of NPR, I'm pretty sure, in the country, definitely on the West Coast. We run NPR mostly throughout the day. And that's partly why we have to have pledge drives. We have to raise $1.2 million twice a year in order to pay for the NPR feed, news reports, all things considered. There's various other programs on NPR that we run throughout the day. And the morning edition, so there's morning edition, then we have our local music, and then we have NPR programs running all day, and then we have music into the night. KCRW is made up of NPR news from NPR, also news from other sources, Public Radio International, and also local news programs, local music programs, local food programs, movie programs, locally produced programs as well as nationally produced programs. KCRW is hearable pretty much all over Southern California on all different transmitters. So from Santa Barbara at 106.9 to San Diego at, I'm not sure, 89.3 maybe. I'm not quite sure what the number is. But now that we have the World Wide Web, we can be heard all over the world. KCRW has relationships with so many restaurants, bookstores, record stores, clothing stores, yoga studios. The list goes on and on. We have a fringe benefits card, and those places like to, maybe some of them, that's not my department. However, I am a card-carrying member, so I like to frequent the places that support us. They support us by giving members 10 to 50% off, at their establishment. And I like to choose restaurants that give 20% off, including drinks. I know that we have a whole department that deals with that. I don't know if those establishments come to us. I know that a lot of, if a certain play is on in town, they will want to get the word out by offering 2-for-1 with the fringe benefits card. So, that's one way we have relationships. Then there's the pledge drive. And restaurants who don't take the fringe benefits card will often give away dinner for two during our pledge drive just for a little extra promotion. But they won't have the year-round promotion with the card. All an artist has to do to get his or her music on the station is to send a CD to Nick, the music director, at the station, and it gets listened to. And after about a month, they can call in, and there's a special time for tracking, and they can find out whether or not the CD was added to the library or we passed on it. It's that simple. Nick listens to everything that comes in. And if you have if somebody likes my show, they'll send me a CD. If they like Garth Trinidad's show, they'll send it to Garth, because their music fits, that. Ticket giveaways are the most basic incentive we have for people to donate to the station. We have lots and lots of listeners, but only a small percentage of those listeners are actually subscribers, and that's how we survive, on subscribers. It's subscriber-supported radio. We say that all day long. We remind people all day, and then when we have pledge drives twice a year, that's when we raise this money to run the station. And we have different levels of donation. The lowest level that you can donate is $25 a year. And with that, you get to be eligible for ticket giveaways. As you go up, you get to be eligible for more things. But ticket giveaways they can range from tickets to a teeny tiny local band that no one's ever heard of, to a box at the Hollywood Bowl, plus a picnic basket and parking. So if you give $25, there's a chance you could win a prize worth, we don't call it prizes, but we call it, tickets worth $150 or more. During our pledge drives, we give away premiums, incentives for people to give. So Our most popular premium is CDs. So twice a year, the DJs will make up what is called a 4-pack of CDs. It sort of represents their show. And we give away, so if you give $100 to the station, you can get a 4-pack of CDs. Or if you want one CD, we have about 200 different titles per pledge drive. It's like a virtual radio station or a virtual record store on the air. And so if you don't know a lot about music, you can call up and say, hey, I'd like the Morning Becomes Eclectic pack. And we'll send that to you. So I'm in charge of talking to the label, talking to the DJs first, asking what CDs they want to promote. I also choose from a variety of, the most popular CDs that have been out for the past 6 months. I go to the labels, I get some donated, and we purchase some of the CDs at a low price. The prices are going way up because of the music industry these days, and the labels are just charging us more for CDs, and it's getting quite difficult to actually get We used to be able to get CDs at $3 a unit. Now we sometimes have to pay $8, and it's horrible. So we're trying to raise money. We're trying to pay the least amount, and still run our station. So CDs, we also give away trips and restaurant vouchers and record store vouchers. So CDs is just the most popular thing that people take. Public radio is radio that's funded by the public. It's very simple. It's the public is sort of our boss, because if they need to give to us, they need to donate their money, they need to support us in order for us to be able to survive. We get donations from companies throughout the year, but that doesn't, the lion's share of what we run on is through people's donations, subscribers. Sort of like KCET, PBS, it's very comparable to that. When you see on PBS their pledge drives, you see people with phones. It's the same thing, you just can't see us with phones. We've got a room full of volunteers taking calls from the public who are giving us money to continue to do what we do. Well, KCRW chooses to be public so that we don't have to answer to any corporation. And, we don't have a fancy building in Century City somewhere, and we're not corporate. We're not funded with millions and millions of dollars because we want to be able to do what we want. We want to play the music we want to play. We want to run the types of programs we want to run. We have a big freedom. That's why I'm a DJ at KCRW, because I could play the same song 5 times in a row if I wanted to. I don't know if people would like it, but I could do it. My show is Pop Secret. I inherited the name. It's Friday nights from midnight to 3 or Saturday morning. And it's anytime on KCRW.com. It's actually on demand, so you can listen to the Friday night show anytime during the week. It's a mix of funk, rock, hip-hop, underground hip-hop, soul, dancey music, soft music, singer-songwriter stuff, whatever I sort of feel like playing, but I like to keep it sort of in the Friday night groovy sort of vein. It's about having fun, but I also have an internet show, which we can talk about another time. And I play, it's similar, but it's different. I mean, Friday night, I can't get away from the fact that people are out having a good time. They turn on the radio. They want to hear fun music, to go along with as a soundtrack to their evening. The DJs at KCRW pick what they want to play. At any other radio station that's corporate run, they have a set playlist that just keeps running over and over again. The DJs are not actually there. They can record their voices at any time, and everything's done out of a computer. With us, we've got skipping CDs and scratch CDs, and, I played the wrong song. I mean, I do that on my show. If I play the wrong song, I stop it and I start it over because I can, because I want people to hear the right song. So that's the difference. Yeah, it's not live radio on corporate radio stations. It's very hard to find new music. It's hard to listen to everything. I have access to music in various different forms. I'm lucky enough that my 9-to-5 desk is in the music library. So as soon as submissions come in for the music library, I'm there and we get to listen to it on the stereo while I'm working. So that's one way. I also get my own mail, demos, CDs from record labels, CDs from distributors that I trust. If I get a package from a distributor that I know puts out good music, I'll open it and I'll pay close attention to it. I also check out a lot of music online. And I have to because I live very far away now from the record stores in Hollywood. And my favorite record store, where you used to be able to listen to records in the store, closed down. And the other record store, Amoeba, you can't. I like to hear something before I actually buy it. So online you can do that. So I buy a lot of my stuff online, a lot of my vinyl. And it's the mail and whatever, maybe other DJs are playing songs that I haven't checked out yet, and I'm just so lucky to be in the KCRW Music Library every single day. I can listen to whatever I want when I want. Basically, during the week, what happens in my preparation is maybe my coworker will put a CD on, something I never would have pulled. This happened yesterday. And I look around at the CD player, I check what track it is, and I put it in my Palm Pilot. So I make a running list throughout the week, if I can, of stuff I want to play. And Friday is usually the day that I get the whole list together. I just do a random list, and then once I feel like I have enough music, I print that out, and I plan my entire show out on paper so that I'm ready to go right at midnight, and I don't have to think about it. There is a little bit of flexibility during the show. Maybe I'll get inspired and I won't play what's on my list, or in that order. But generally I have a rough list, and then I organize it in outline form. And I became a DJ at KCRW through hard work and luck. I started working on music shows as a volunteer, and I started working on the music show for the music director, Nick Harcourt, and worked with him for about a year and told him I wanted to be on the air. He told me to make a demo. I made one. He told me to make another one. I made another one. He told me to make another one. I made another one. So it was like a half-hour fake show. And these were on cassette at the time. And it just so happened, and this is so rare, that one of the Saturday DJs left. The Friday night DJ took his spot, and the Friday night slot was open. And I was one of 4 DJs that they were sort of trying out, but I didn't think that I was even a candidate because I'd been on the air once, and I got it. So there was a woman in my slot before, and I think they wanted to keep the female DJ there, and I was the only female who was trying out. So I think that's partly why I got it. It was so lucky. Right place, right time, perfect timing. And that was six and a half years ago. One can make a living as a DJ, I believe. I mean, I have my base salary as the public radio, as a staffer at KCRW during the day. That alone does not pay the bills. But being a DJ at KCRW allows you to charge a little bit more for gigs because people respect the radio station and they want DJs for their weddings. They want a KCRW DJ. I want a KCRW DJ for my wedding. It's just cool. And luckily with the internet, there are people all over the world listening. I have a fan who lived in Miami who sent me to Miami to DJ at his house. Then he decided he was moving to Singapore. He's French, and so he had a party in Paris, a goodbye party, and he flew me to Paris to DJ his party. I just got back. That's sort of then you get other DJs who specialize in maybe house or, more electronic sort of, they're more clubby, and so they do the big clubs, and I don't know how much that pays, but there are DJs, and being on KCRW segues into so many music supervision and, DJing big parties, and it just allows for so many different avenues and ways to make a living. You will find a way to make a living as a DJ. KCRW as a trend-setting place really depends on the DJs having that ear, finding what they think is going to hit big, and putting that in on their shows, putting it in commercials if they're music supervisors, putting it into movies. Nick had a feeling about Coldplay, gave them their first U.S. radio interview. Chris Doritas played Beck's demo on cassette. Garth Trinidad played Macy Gray's first demo. The list goes on, but I don't think there's a science to it, but it's sort of like a right place at the right time type thing. And I believe that the KCRW's audience looks up to the DJs and trusts the DJs. If they like the KCRW DJ or all of them, they'll listen closely. If a DJ is playing a certain record over and over and over again, and we're presenting their show, and we're really behind a band, it'll garner a following. So it's really it's really all about sort of it's a synergy, I think. KCRW, pretty much since Nick came to the station about 8 years ago, we started sponsoring shows, music shows, which means the show gets a certain amount of mentions on air. We give away tickets to the show, and it just gets tons of promotion. We have, but it's a cross promotion. We get posters up at the show, so when people come, they learn who we are. We have a DJ introduce at the show, and now with the internet, we're presenting shows in New York, San Francisco, New Jersey, Washington D.C. We have a whole operation going to get the word out about KCRW. Nick started around the same time I started. It was around, I think, 1998. He came from Woodstock, from a commercial station in Woodstock, and he has basically single-handedly helped KCRW become national and international, internationally known. He's the DJ. He hosts Morning Becomes Eclectic Monday through Friday from 9 to noon. He's also the music director, so he's in charge of me. He's in charge of all the DJs. He makes the decisions. He'll have live bands on during the day. He also hosts Sounds Eclectic, which is a syndicated version of Morning Becomes Eclectic that happens on Sundays. He helped, as I said before, build the KCRW Presents. We now have these amazing benefit concerts every year, Sounds Eclectic Evening, which they've been amazing. I mean, we Coldplay has played twice. We've had Beck, we've had 07, we've had, everybody from the hot, we had Death Cab for Cutie last time, and I mean, these are really big fundraisers for the music department, and it's huge. People get so excited about what he does and what he plays, and he's very, very influential. Well, we've just we've revamped our music channel. It's a little confusing right now, and we actually haven't done a hard launch for it yet. We've sort of done a soft launch. It just started in March, but we've just created KCRWmusic.com, where there's original programming. For example, I do 2 original shows for it per week. There's 8 DJs right now, and there's 4 on Monday through Friday, and then there's 4 Saturday and Sunday, and each show is repeated 3 times a day. Now, that's different from what you can hear on KCRW.com. On KCRW.com, you can hear the shows on demand, the on-air shows on demand. On KCRWmusic.com, you hear edited versions. It's more for the world. There's nothing local about it. We've turned KCRW into a much more international thing. It doesn't matter where or when you're listening on KCRWmusic.com. We do not reference anything local. It's just about the music. So that's how we're sort of competing with all the other internet radio shows out there, and we know that the point of it is to hopefully sell these programs to other markets across the country who might need music programs. We may go into HD radio. We may, I don't know. I mean, the possibilities are sort of endless for this. It's a big, big undertaking, and it's just started. So it's in the baby stages. Volunteer. Volunteer, volunteer. Show up. If you want to be at KCRW, do your best work for no money, and that you'll get noticed. Definitely. I knew that I wanted to do something in music when I graduated from college. I couldn't be happier in my position. I get to play the music I want to play. I get to make people feel good. I am surrounded by my love, my first love, which is music, and I get to make a living at it. So I'm so lucky to be at KCRW.